Hey guys, how's it going? So as more and more information about Farthest Frontier has been data mined and tore apart by the brilliant minds over on the Farthest Frontier Discord, and I have been right in the middle of all that trying to understand some of these some of this data that we've been taking out of the game. Several things have been really bothering us the last couple of days, and we've been trying to work out. Specifically when it comes to soil fertility and crops and how they affect the soil fertility. What I mean by that is when we take a unit card, a crop card right here, we take a look at it, we can see that something like wheat, where it shows impacts fertility, shows -5 and then a +/-5. Clover, obviously, is a +5, +/-5. Now, I've watched several other farming guides just to see what other people were talking about. And all of them kind of basically say the same thing. Well, clover should give you 5% more fertility. It shows +5 fertilities should give you 5% more. But that's not been the case of how it's working. Wheat has not been giving a -5 fertility. It's not been working out right. And no one's really talked about it. Everyone's just kind of glossed that over, myself included in some of my videos, because we didn't understand how it worked. Well, I am here to tell you we know how it works now. We finally figured it out. We got some confirmation from the developers on this is what it's supposed to be, and we know what the heck it means now. So, to start off with, that tooltip does not mean +5 fertility. That is literally a rating system of good to bad. +5 is great, -5 is the worst. That's it. It's not an actual fertility value. It's just a rating system. Now, we have asked them to maybe go in and change that. For the love of God, please change it. Make it more clear. Take out that +/-5 thing that just confuses everybody, okay? So hopefully, maybe they will do a tooltip update to make that more clear. But that is not what it means. It just means good or bad. That's all it means. There are actual static values for fertilities that we have found in the game files, and I have put together in a lovely spreadsheet. Behold spreadsheet. Behold spreadsheet, guys. It's lovely, isn't it? This is my quick little spreadsheet I put together from the data that I was able to get from the game. So I'm not going to go through everything on here. This spreadsheet is still a little bit of a work in progress. I'm missing a few things, so don't copy and paste this and use this for everything. There's a few things missing from it because just a quick little hint. There are initial penalties for fertility values based on the biome of the map type, and I'm still waiting to get those values to add into the spreadsheet. But a lot of this stuff in here is actually really cool. So let's kind of talk about first the main thing that I want to talk about because of this video. That's your fertility change right here. Okay. So turnips have a static -2 to fertility. Carrots, let's just say baseline. This is a baseline fertility change. This does have something to do with the biomes and stuff like that. So just, take this as a baseline right now. Okay. Turnips have a -2. Carrots give -2 fertility. Wheat gives -6. Buckwheat gives -2. Rye is -5. Beans and peas both give a +1 to fertility. Cabbage is -4. Leek is -5. Flax is -3. And clover's a weird one, okay? Clover's a weird one. Clover, when we actually did the math, it comes out to 2.5. But it shows 3 in the game files. But according to some of our tests we ran, sometimes it could be 2, sometimes it's 2.5, sometimes it's 3. It's a weird one. And I think it's because it's a fraction. So it's anywhere from like 2 to 3. It's a weird variance, and I'm still trying to figure that one out. But we know that it's somewhere around 2 to 3 fertility increase that you get from that. Not +5, not +10. 2 to 3. That's all. That's super, super important to know. This will help you get your crop rotations down to where you can have a good, positive fertility on your fields without having to worry about using lots of compost or putting cows on your fields to have them fertilize it, unless you want to, of course. But knowing these static fertility changes like we do now is going to help you with your crop rotations. I may even actually go in and change up some of my crop rotations, knowing what we know now, and see what I can't come up with. A couple of other interesting things to note, besides the fertility stuff, is the spoilage rates. I have that information out, and here I am to share it with you. Turnips, carrots, and leeks are all considered root vegetables by the game. That means they all have the same spoilage rate of 12. All root vegetables they share resource data, essentially. And so they all share the same data. And so they all have a spoilage rate in months of 12. Okay. So that means that turnips, while they can be grown quickly, have the same shelf life as leeks, which take a longer time to grow, but you get a bigger yield out of them, and they still last 12 months. So something interesting to note there. Wheat, buckwheat, and rye are all grains. They all last for 24 months. Beans and peas are considered beans. Just that they're both types of beans to the game. They all last for 18 months. Cabbage is considered a green, and all greens last for 8 months. Now, I don't have like fruits and berries and stuff like that on here. This is just for crop fields. I'll get that information later. But so this right here gives us a really good, clear picture about how long stuff will last. Flax lasts for 36 months. And then, of course, clover is not a harvested thing, so it has no spoilage rate because it doesn't do anything with it. It just comes and goes and it's over. So the spoilage rates are really, really important. This lets you know how long it's going to last in your storage. And so you can make sure that you are growing enough to feed your people without overgrowing too much to where it's all going to spoil and you're wasting food. I see a lot of people talking about here recently about maybe growing more than you need and letting it all spoil. I don't really agree with that. I think you should try to minimize spoilage that way, because otherwise you have people doing a lot of work for nothing, and they could be doing other jobs, stuff like that. So, just be aware of the spoilage rates. Those are really, really important. And then, of course, there's other values on this chart right here that I have, how long it takes, the planting time, how long it takes to grow, how long it takes to rot on the field, the yield multiplier. This is something right here that has to do with the initial fertility. But we believe it also may have something to do with the biome. So I'm still working on that part right there. Once I know more about it, I'll probably make another little video. We'll talk about actual harvests and yields and biomes and stuff like that. I have things about loss due to frost and loss due to heat stress. So we can see out here, carrots are actually terrible. You can lose 50% of your harvest due to heat stress from carrots. To me, carrots, honest to God, guys, are one of the worst things to plant. They take slightly longer. They take longer than turnips. They have a 50% loss rate due to heat stress. They have no weed prevention. They spoil the same rate as turnips and leeks. Honestly, I would say carrots are like the one thing you just never want to plant. Turnips and leeks are your go-to root vegetables. I would not do carrots just because they're just not good. They're just not good. But yeah, some really, really interesting information on here from this data and everything. Of course, at the bottom right here, you can see all this disease stuff. I'm going to get into that in another video. We'll talk about diseases later. But I just wanted to make a quick video about the fertility ratio, the fertility rates, because that was such a huge revelation for us to get those numbers. I hope this right here maybe will help you a little bit. If you want access to this spreadsheet, I will have it available in my Discord server in the Farthest Frontier channel pinned down there. So if you're interested in getting a copy of this for your own use to keep track of everything, then be sure to check out the Discord server. The link is down below in the description, and you can find this spreadsheet there. Thanks for watching this little video. Hope it gave you some good information and shed some light onto more of the crop management system in Farthest Frontier, which just gets more and more complicated by the day. So with that, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Take care.